Hey, welcome back. Yes, we bought a house. As you can see from the last video, we have a lot of things we're doing now to the house, a lot of upgrades. I pointed some of the things that I would do if I owned the house in the last video. So one of the things we're doing is we're enclosing the walkway alongside the house. Well, partially enclosed. We're roofing it, and it'll be with clear polycarbonate. We're enclosing the dirty kitchen. It will now be an auxiliary kitchen. Okay, so this is how high we'll go here in the back. We get the string here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a string there. And that's how high we'll go. And small rebar, like 4 millimeter or something rebar. I don't know, it's small. And then we're going to have our aircon. We've got the people coming out for that today, and they will get the air cons done right here. And then the one for the back corner, it'll go above the cupboards here and go all the way to the back. And we'll be replacing that window unit, and it'll eventually be above the door for the sliding door here. That'll be right here. We got people coming out for get all that measurement, and then right here on the backsplash we're going to have subway tiles installed. So they got that to do coming up. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do here. Like I say, you can see the framework here, and this is all going to be open. Right here, this will all be open, and we're planning on a hanging garden along here where we can get plenty of light and a lot of greenery. So, and that'll be up and down the wall here. So, a lot of work to do, a lot of things to do. We've got big plans. So it's a little noisy outside. So I'm inside here. It's going to be the living room. What is the living room? Let's see if I can turn this here. Inside, we're gradually getting things. That's the hot water heater right there. When the plumber gets here, we'll get that. I got some faucets to get installed and things. Again, the only hot and cold faucet is here in the kitchen sink. So. Anyway, so a lot of things going on. I'm over here supervising my workers. Yeah, that's turning out to be quite the experience too. Our foreman, he needed to get 2 more workers in here today. He didn't clear it with admin. He knew that he was going to be doing this on Saturday. Admin is closed on Monday, so we could not get those extra 2 workers in. So right now we've got 2 workers, and it's trying to rain outside. We've got a typhoon going across Luzon, hour and a half north of us, and it's occasional rain. I'm looking north right now, and yeah, it doesn't look pretty. It's what happens. This time of the year, it just seems like they've all been lined up like a freight train, just going straight through. And originally it was like every 7 to 10 days. Now it's like every week. So yeah, they're getting a little more frequent. I don't know when typhoon season will end. I was told the rainy season ends in November. It's November. Hey, you can stop now. We're in a La Nina year. The water temperatures change. They say sometimes that'll trigger more typhoons. I don't know. So let's get into some things on the house. So, a lot of paper signing, as you can imagine with any house. Since this is primarily in my wife's name, I'm not, as a foreigner, I'm not allowed to own property in the Philippines. So the house is primarily in my wife's name. If you look at it, it says her name married to me. So it is in both of our names, but I can't own this. If for any reason she passed away and was not able to be here to own the house, it would revert to her daughter. So we have to get a will made so that the title will transfer to who she designates as her next of kin. Okay, so here's all the paperwork signing.
Pero mamaya makukuha yung improvement. Certified to copy lang to ng luma, no? Pero we will procure a sir. Original po. Yan.
I mean, tax. Ito pa yung tax clearance. Matanayin ko na yan. Nabayad ko yung amilyar ng bahay. Every year completed. Wala naman siyang malinis ano ko. Walang mortgage.
Wala yung
renovation.
Get writer's cramp yet?
Huh?
Get writer's cramp yet? Hand cramping up? Hey, what do you got there? Oh, what do you got to do with them keys? Maybe use them for your new house? Garden hose here. Well, you're using these quick connects on garden hoses now. So I went and got a garden hose. Had the quick connect, supposedly, but I put it on there and it don't connect. And I can't figure out how to get it to connect. It just falls right back off. Learning little things about the Philippines, and then I got some plants coming. Big plant in a pot. It's gonna go right here, and then I've got a tree and some other plants will go in here. And then we're going to be doing plants, some landscaping out front here. It'll be after all this block and everything is gone. And then I want to put grass here in the front. Of course, we got to get rid of the sand, and we'll have some plants along here. And then down here in this planter right here, we'll have some plants in here. I just got to get a lot of topsoil and things. A lot of things to do. Just building a house, it takes a little while. I wanted to show you down here, that's an empty lot. And then on our side of the street, there's a large empty lot. That's a little bit larger than ours, I think. And then these people here, our neighbors, zoom back out. Our neighbors here, they've got a double lot, and this is a single lot here on this two-story. This is the guy that's building this is also the guy that had this house built. Same design studio, A55 Design, is who is designed and is building this. And it's who designed and built this. And they've done a whole bunch more in this subdivision. Okay, so going back to empty lots. These are empty. This is the barracks work staging area. There's like 4 lots here, I think, that are empty. One's on a corner lot right there. And then there's a bunch more on the other side. So this subdivision is not even close to being filled out. And then there are some big houses here. I mean, that's a huge house right there. That might be a duplex. I'm not sure. It's a huge building. And then over here, even this one, this bungalow over here, that's pretty good size. Like I say, we have the smallest house. It's not a big. I've got my workers out back here. They've got things they're grinding. I just got finished with the aircon people about 45 minutes ago. They were here doing a survey on the house. We have to do something a little different on the aircon. I'll show you that as we get to that. One aircon was the tricky one, and these other 3. The one here in the living room, it has to be a big one. I didn't think we had that much floor space, but they said 30 square meters, and you need a 2.5 horsepower split air, so we had to spend the extra for a big one. I'll show you that.
So, yeah, this would be what we're getting in the living room, the main room. Got to come out to 2.5 horsepower. Could have been 3, but we're going to just do the 1 horsepower for the bedrooms. That should be sufficient. We looked at several. Looked at sharks. And we looked at the usual characters, the LGs. But for this LG right here, which would have been comparable, to go to 2.5 horsepower. Oops. 2 horsepower. Let's see. I don't think 2.5. Yeah, right there. So we're saving about $1,000 on each. And then we also looked at the carriers. What would be equivalent? They don't have anything that's equivalent here. This one here would have been equivalent, and I think that's a lot more, but you can't get it right now. Out of stock, sir. So anyway, yeah, we're looking. Now, there's always a possibility of these too if you had a big house, but we don't have a big house. We have a very small house, and he says that there's not much warranty on these sharps. It's only like a 5-year warranty, where these others and these Collins here, they're a local Philippine company, and all they do is aircon. And anyway, so I've seen some pretty good reviews on these. I'm going to hope that these work out good. All right, so when they get ready to install them, we'll find out and track that.
Across the street from the house. And this answers my question. Yeah, bananas are coming on. I don't know who'll get them first, but at least we know there's some bananas on there. I don't know what the cycle is for bananas, but let's try this angle. Yeah, whatever. You know, this is I'm in the dining room this time. So keep in mind, I was very fortunate. I was able to sell my house in the U.S. And people ask, why didn't you just rent it out? If you go back in some of those videos, I tried to rent the house. Then I would have just rented here. Not a problem. But I lived outside of the city. I couldn't get a property management company to handle the house. I had nobody else to rent the house and keep it up and everything. So didn't have a whole lot of choice. And people ask, why didn't you rent here in the Philippines? Well, we have rented here in the Philippines. By not renting, now that we own this house, that's saving me 35,000 pesos. That's over $600 every month, 615 approximately. That's saving me that much money. That's more than a quarter, over a quarter, almost a third of my retirement, just not having to rent. That money goes back in the bank. And that's travel fund, that's medical fund, that's other things that my family needs. So think about that. Oh, just go ahead and rent. No. Okay, so let's get into the numbers on the house. I told you that the house was originally put up for sale, 7.5. With my parameters, that didn't even come up on my radar. It was way above my budget, so it didn't even come up. When they dropped the price down to 6.8, now it's 7 million or less. Now it came up. The house that we looked at, it was in, I don't know, 3-4 videos ago, the Scandinavian house. That was 6.99 million. That was barely under my budget, but it was fully furnished. It was ready to move into. It needed almost nothing. If it hadn't been outside of town, in the provinces, we probably would have gotten it. We both loved that house. It was a beautiful house at 5 bedrooms. It was big. It was spacious. It was well built. It was a house that we would have really loved. Had a nice little bit of a yard, more than this place has. This is firewall, by the way. That's a firewall there behind me and behind my head. That's the neighbor's wall, and then you see my wall there, and you see that pillar going up. And if you look up, there's the lattice work for my polycarbonate roof that I'm putting in. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Like I said, keep in mind, I was very fortunate to be able to sell my house. Now, I didn't get nearly the money out of my house that I hoped to get. The market had just gone flat after I purchased that house in the U.S. I put a lot of money down on the house, and with what I sold, I lost. But I had money, I had working capital to buy this. Not as much as we'd hoped. When we first met Jonas, the realtor that we ended up getting this house through, when we first met him was back in February. If you go back through my videos, you'll see right after we came here. Actually, it might have been March. I think I keep saying February. I think it was March. We came up here to Pampanga. I knew that I wanted to move to Pampanga. And we met with Jonas, and he showed us some houses. One was a beautiful house, 8.1 million. And at the time, I thought, oh yeah, when I sell my house, that'll be within the budget. So we were going up to 8 million on that, and the exchange rate and stuff. Okay. It was a beautiful house, but we were just doing exploration at the time, and we were not in a position to buy. I needed to sell a house to buy a house, and that's what we've done. Just like with my car, I had to sell my pickup to get the car. I've got a Harley that I'm trying to sell. As soon as that's gone, I'll get a motorcycle. Okay, one for one. Don't go into debt. Please don't get any payments, especially as a foreigner. Remember, if you're retired, your income is what you've got. You start digging into that with monthly payments, you could get into trouble. That's the same with rent. If you're paying too much for rent, you could get into trouble. Now, I know some people right now that are renting. They have been renting. They're buying properties. They're building houses, because now they're starting to realize that, hey, rent only goes so far. If you can put that money that you're paying for rent back into the bank, and you have that extra cash available, do it. Okay, so this house, like I said, was being offered at 6.8 million. And no, that was not gonna leave us a lot on the bone to do things like what we're doing outside here, and in the back. And inside, got things coming inside. We've got custom furniture. This is not a very big space, so we want to have the most bang for your buck. Off-the-shelf furniture was not going to fit, and we'd have to have really small furniture, maybe two-seaters, and that would be it for the living room. I was able to customize an L-shaped sofa. We'll be able to get 6, 7 people on that, at least 6. The dining set, yeah, we could have probably squeezed in a normal dining set here, but we wanted things to be a little nicer. We got a TV stand that's being customized, but it has a lot of storage, and storage is king in this house because we don't have enough storage. That's part of the reason we're doing the workout back. I'm going to have a storage room out there instead of my original video. So we talked to the original realtor that we had looked at this house with, and I felt that if I offered an absurdly low price, they're either going to take it or not. The realtor says, no, we're out. So I contacted Jonas. He says, what have you got to lose? Let's give it a try. And I told him, I said, if I were to build this house, buy the lot, build the house, I would be looking somewhere between 5.5 to 6 million pesos for this house. And he says, yeah, probably. And I told him, I said, this house, you know, I talked to A55 Design Studios before. That's who built this house. Who's building the house next door. Very, very good construction. I really enjoyed it. So I told him, I said, look, I said, I'm just inspired to offer $6 million. He says, let's give it a try. I made the offer of $6 million, and it was accepted. Yay, $6 million. That's quite a drop from 6.8. Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at it anyway. So that's where we're at here. The owner, he couldn't believe that he actually accepted that low of a price, but he did, and he doesn't regret it. He doesn't hold it against us. He seems, like I said, like a really nice guy. I think if he moves in next door, we'll be good friends. I've met the people on the other side. They're really decent people, friendly, and hopefully we'll get to see them a lot more. I'm really looking forward to this. So now you know the numbers. That's all. That's the only time I'm going to say that again. Remember, I'm not rich, and I'm almost broke now. After a lot of money going into this, we're putting a lot of money into the upgrades on this house. And as the upgrades come along, I'll show you, and I think you'll see why I'm doing what I'm doing and how. So, y'all take care, be good, and see you another day.